Hi, this is Allie from Allie Katz Crafts. I'm here to bring you 3 more cards from the Paper Pumpkin Sweet With You July 2025. They're alterations from the kit. So I'm going to do 3 of them here. So I'm going to go as quick as I can. I pre-cut and prepped a lot so that you won't have to worry about taking forever to do the video. So what I did was I took a green garden green card, and it's 8.5 by 5.5, scored in half and folded. Then I took one of the card bases from the kit, and I don't have very much left, but I managed to squeeze out a few more cards. As you can see, these are all the little pieces that are kind of left. I still have one more I could do that with, so I got to figure out what I'm going to do. Plus I have tons of other little scraps, lots and lots of scraps. So then I cut this at 4 inches by 5 1/4. And remember, all the dimensions will be down in the bottom of in the description. So the next thing I want to do is, I've already used one of these, and another one I cut it up and used it. So I'm going to use this one this time. So what I want to do with this is, I'm going to do similar to what I did last time, but I used this color on the back because I have a whole sheet, half of the cardstock, might as well use it, right? So I decided this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to glue this down flat. So I'm going to grab my glue and glue it down nice and flat. Okay? And it's a warm day, so this glue is like really flowing out fast. It's only 101 today, so only, I say, but to you that's probably hot. I know some of you live in Washington and it's like 85, and when it gets to 90, you're saying, I'm roasting. But see, we have air conditioning, and I have an air conditioner in my she shed, so that helps. And during the winter, it gets very cold, so then I use my heater. I have a couple in here. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my dimensionals, which are right here in my little drawer. I bought this desk a long time ago from Home Depot. I don't know if you ever saw them. They're technically a workbench, but it has 2 drawers in it. It's pretty cool. And in each drawer I have everything very well organized so that I can reach in there and grab what I want. So like the top drawer has the dimensionals, the tear and tape, my glasses, pens, pencils, these guys, everything that you need to glue the cards together. Second drawer has scissors and alcohol wipes to clean my thing, my eraser in case I get glue on there, my bone folders, and just extra pins and stuff so that I can unclog my glue, because I have my little pins in here, extra ones in my, this, you gotta see this is really cool. I got this from Harbor Freight, and it's magnetized, so it sticks to my drawer, so it has all the little things. If I need something, if I need one of these little guys, and if I need a clip or extra eraser, it's all in here and it's magnetized, so I don't have to search for it. So I try to get really organized, and I think I've succeeded at that. So I'm going to pop out each of these little strawberries, cut off my edges because you don't want to waste those babies. They're kind of worth gold a little bit. So I'll put that one right there. That one stuck to my finger. Grab this one. I think I want bigger ones on these guys because they're a little bit bigger of a strawberry. So I like to add extra strawberries on here because it kind of gives a little more depth. So I glue this down, then I take my strawberries and I cover up these strawberries, and if part of it peeks through, that's okay, because guess what? It shows a dimensional 3D look on it. So I'm going to put that one over the top. I'm going to grab this one. I'm going to put it over the top. Oops, I need to cut off this little piece right here. We don't need that. So if you notice on this one, see how these little the greenery showing through? And that's okay. It gives a little extra greenery. So I'm going to grab this one. And I don't need this extra little piece here. When I cut them out of the dots, sometimes they use it for something else, but I haven't found a use for that part, so I just kind of like clip them off now. So this one, I purposefully left this piece because look, I'm gonna put the strawberry so it looks like it's hanging off, tuck it up under there, and put it right there just like that. So I have extra little strawberries. And then this guy is gonna go a little bit below it. It's gonna cover up this branch. So I used the strawberry off of here, so I had to make one hang off of there. So in this last little strawberry, I'm gonna stick it right about here, tuck it under there a tiny bit. Oops, I glued it down too good there. I gotta lift up that little piece. My taker picker would be better than using my scissors. Before I got my taker pick, I use my scissors for everything. And then someone says, you need to get a taker picker. And I went, oh, okay. So I had a friend gift it to me. Debbie, my upline. So I'll stick that right up under there. So it looks like it came off. See how it looks like it came off the little branches? So each one of these, put a couple extra on here, like this one and this one, because I want lots of strawberries on my card. This will be a very fast card. So the next step is I've already pre-stamped my sentiment, happy birthday. So I'm going to grab my strawberry slush ink and then my little brush, dip it in there, and I'm going to go around the edges to bring out so it'll stand out more. Okay, very fun, easy card, and I used everything out of the kit in this except for the sentiment, but sometimes I'll just use one or two pieces, but this one I felt like I wanted to do more. I wanted to just do the whole thing. It's getting close to the end, and I received next month's kit, which I'm excited to get started on, and it's over here. So next month, well actually this month, you have the farmhouse florals. So I'll let you get a little sneak peek. So there it is. I've already kind of looked at it. You get 2 stamp sets this time. So in the next couple of days, I'll start designing cards and come up with some ideas for you to show y'all. So I got it earlier than I normally do because I'm out in the boonies here in Texas. So I was like, whoa, I got it fast. It's really cool, but I wasn't quite ready for it because I'm used to taking forever to get my kits, and that's how it was. So now I'm going to grab some of my little flowers, and I think I'll glue these guys down flat. I'll put one like right there. These are the flowers that came in the kit. One right there. I'm going to put my sentiment right there, so I will put the next flower right down here in this empty spot. Okay? So I'm going to get my dimensionals again, and I'm going to put it on the back of this sentiment strip. Cut off all my little pieces because this works good. Because you really don't need big pieces. You can get away with smaller pieces. Because the idea is just to make a pop-up. And when it goes to the mail, it kind of needs to be a little bit flexible so that you don't have to pay extra postage. So, put this right about here. I'm sticking it right on the edge there. Bring it over, and there's that card. Next step, bring over my little diamond dots, and I will put some glue down and let it dry for a couple seconds and put a few diamond dots in there. I think I'm gonna put 3. 1, 2, and 3. Let it dry for a second. Meanwhile, I'll take a little drink of my water. So like I said, I have 3 cards ready to go. So put my diamond dots right here next to me. Grab my taker picker thing here. Stampin' Up! Makes these taker picks, and they're worth it. I didn't think it was worth it until someone says, oh, you need that. And then I started using it. Oh. And when I was using it on the videos, when I was doing my videos when I first started getting back into this, because I've been doing videos for a while, but I kind of stopped for a long time. I forgot about it, and then one day I realized, oh, I need to get my taker pick out. Well, actually, one day I noticed because Allie from Allie's Creations was using hers, and I'm going, Oh yeah, I have that. I forgot about that. Because I'm just so used to using my scissors. So there's the first card. It's done. And I think I'm gonna use my stickles. Because I haven't used these in a while too. So I thought what I'd do is I'd take and just make the strawberries look pretty. Gotta get it going there. With it being nice and warm right now, everything flows. During the winter, I'm constantly unclogging my glue, and that's why I need those little pins, because it just gets cold. And I didn't even realize that was the deal. I go, why isn't it working? And one day I realized it, because I started kind of like putting it by the heater in here. And then I'm going, that's the problem. So I was relieved to know what it was. So now what I do is during the winters, I bring some glue into my house with me. And when I come out here, I bring it with me. So, couldn't figure out why, but now I know. So I'm just putting my little glitter glue on here, stickles. These stickles last forever, by the way. I bought this bottle like 4 or 5 years ago. Granted, I have like 3 or 4, because back when Hobby Lobby and Michael's had that really good deal, 40% off of anything in the store. And I used to live right down the street from all of these stores. I go in there and get them. So look at that. Isn't that pretty? So that's the first card. Okay. I gotta set that aside so it doesn't, so I don't touch it. So the second card we're going to do, it's called like a sun ray. So what you do is you have a card base, 8.5 by 4.5, 8.5 by 5.5, and fold in half and score. So the next step is you're going to cut out little strips of paper, and I've already pre-done that up there. So I'm going to show you how I did it. So I get a 1 1/4 piece of paper. I'm going to use the envelope piece because I might do something with this later. Well, nothing goes to waste in my house. I will. So you take and you line it from this corner to this corner. Hopefully you can see this. Let me pull up a little bit closer so you can kind of see. I'll put my... So you're going to take and line up this corner and swing it around. And I just don't touch it. And I move my score blade, hold it down, and slice it. You will need 4 pieces of paper. So usually you get a 6 by 6 or whatever, but I use the card bases. All the card bases do this. So these are the strips that you'll have, and it'll be cut up like this. You will now use these strips to make the card. Now I've already pre-measured and everything, so you want to find the middle of your card, okay? And it's right about there. So what I did, now this is something that I never usually do. Hold on one second. Well, I'll just do it. Okay. Normally, I use liquid glue. So what I do is I'll start right here, put a line right up here, okay? And then put another line down here. I was gonna use my tape runner, but I hate using tape runners because it just doesn't work. So just put a bunch of glue there. So you're gonna start with your middle piece, which is this one. And I pre-measured. So I found the middle and I kind of like stick it right there and I put it down as low as I can and just stick it down. Then I go to my next piece and I'm going to butt it right up next to the next one. And I kind of pre-lined, so if you notice I put lines there, and there was a reason so that I wouldn't have to spend forever showing you how to do it. I figured it'd be easier if I just put the lines. But you could take your paper, lie it down, and then put a little pencil mark there because you're going to cover it up. So I notice my glues are already starting to dry because it's very warm. So I'll do a little bit more here. So I'm going to go all the way to the end. And you get it as close up there as you can so that you have a nice little ray of sun. And you don't waste as much paper. So I only had 2 card bases of each. And then I'm going, oh no, it's not working. I don't have enough because the strawberries, I didn't think about this. When you cut it, one is upside down. So if you have a directional paper, you're gonna have to cut more pieces, just so you know. If you don't have one, you're good to go. like the green paper and this checkered one, I was good to go because it was totally fine. Because nothing went upside down, but the strawberries went upside down. But I really wanted the strawberry in this, so I was kind of like, oh, I have to do the strawberry. So I'm going to take and do this. And I turn the card upside down, if you notice that. It makes it easier to line it up, so you're going to snug it right up against that edge. Put a little bit more glue down. Okay. Almost done. If I didn't do all this prep work, we'd be here for a while, because cut the paper took a while. And then because I didn't think about the strawberries being upside down, I had to find other paper. So that's where the green came in, because originally it was going to be strawberries and the checkered ones. But that's okay. It still looks amazing. It's going to look amazing. That's all that matters, you know? So I just used 3 instead of 2 like I wanted, but that's okay. And I think it looks beautiful. I like it a lot. So now you have all your papers down. Press them down really good. So you're going to turn it over. And this is where you're going to get your scissors or whatever you want. You can use your cutter. So I'm going to get my big kahuna ones, I call them, because they're big scissors. And I'm just going to trim it all off. Get as close as you can. Try not to cut into your card. Okay? Just go all the way around like this. And you can reuse these pieces if you want. I don't know. They're not big enough. Now, these ones I probably will. You never know. I'll probably come back with another video. Like, here's the rest of the pieces I found. Came with another idea. Just keep going all the way around until you get everybody cut off. Being careful not to cut your card base at all. So I didn't make a sample because I didn't have enough paper to do it. So I thought, well, I will just do it on the fly, but I'll have everything prepared. Okay, I'm gonna set these aside. Some of them are usable and some are not. Okay, so here's your card so far. So the next thing, I have this punch that I use called Labeled with Love. And I had very little of this, so I had to do, what I did was I brought in half of it. I'll show you on a piece of paper. So you just pretend there's only like that much. So I brought it in and I just cut just the corner, just like that. So you could take and do that, and that'll work just as well. I wanted the checkered one because I brought in more dimensions. See, I could have done it with this and been fine. But I wanted the embossed one with the checkers on it. So now you're going to grab those. You're going to put some glue on it right here. But before I do that, I need to stamp it. I almost forgot. So now I want to put hello on there. So I'm going to get my strawberry slush. Bring in my Stampin' Paris pad. Okay. Tap, tap, tap. Line up the best I can in the middle. Stamped it on there. That looks pretty good. I'm very pleased with that. I'm going to bring out my garden green ink. And you know where I'm going with this. I think I'm going to put some leaves on there again. So I'll bring out my scratch paper and grab my little leaves just to give a little extra decoration, just a little bit in the background. Don't want it real obvious. So stamp it off 2 times and then stamp it on. And that's all I need. Then I will take my green ink and I will put it around the edges because I think that looks really nice. Gives a little more color and just adds a little extra to it. Okay. I had this video planned yesterday, but I just ran out of time. It got really hot and I didn't want to come out to the she shed because I knew it takes a couple hours to get it warm, cool off. So I thought, I'm just not going to do it today. So I came out this morning and started on it. So now I'll glue these little pieces on here. So you don't have to have a bunch of punches, just a few, but I just like my punches. I've collected punches for years. So whenever I could get a punch at a good deal or something like that, so it's gonna look good, right, just like that. So the next step is I'm going to bring in some greenery, some little strawberry leaves, and I think I'll put it there. I'm not sure now. Kind of thinking maybe I have this strawberry over here. Ugh. One more strawberry left. Maybe I'll put that. Yeah, I think I'm going to do the strawberry. So I'm going to get my dimensionals again. And this time I'm going to put the bigger ones on here because it's a bigger area to cover. And I think, let me see. If I put that right there, I could put my strawberry right there and pop it up off of it. But I also have my flowers. Mustn't forget the flowers, right? I don't know. But I also have my bumblebee. I think I'm going to do the bumblebee instead of the strawberry. Let's put that bumblebee right here. Oh, he's so cute. Okay. I might go back to that greenery now. You know, if I put that right there. Nope, I'm not doing it. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do my twine. I can find it. Here it is. Here's some twine. Yes, I think the twine will be a good choice. As you could tell, I didn't totally plan out the card, but that's okay. So I'm going to grab some tear-in tape, just a little piece, put it on the back here, press it down really good, pull off my backing, throw it in my trash, put that right across there like that. Yeah, I think the twine, it needed the twine. Yeah, I was in a hurry to start this video, so I knew the basics of what I wanted. And because I couldn't do a sample in advance, I had to kind of like guess a little bit on what I was gonna do. But I like to prepare a little bit. Okay, so there we go. Put that in the middle and press it down. And there's our ray of sunshine with strawberries and everything. So now let's put some red diamond dots on it. And we're doing really good on time. I'm very happy with how fast these are happening. I think the prep work really helps. So I think I'm gonna put a few more extras on this one, just because. And it's mainly on the green that I want it on than anything else, because I think it looks really cute. So, well, it makes it stand out more, not necessarily that it's cute. So let's see, how many do I have? One, oh, let's put one right here. Right down there. Ooh. Okay, we'll let them dry for a second. And I like this card. So just remember, 1 1/4 inch strip of paper, cut it diagonally, and you will have the strips that you need to make this, see? And you just pick two, and so if you have double-sided ones, because this was a card base that was not double-sided, you can use the front and back of one designer paper. So, let me see, do I have any handy with me? Let me give you an example. I do have designer. Give me 1 second. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'll be right back. I'm coming back. Hold on. Okay, so for instance, if you have this piece of designer paper, you have that on one side and that on the other. So if you cut it up, you'd have every other one looking like this. Now that would be a pretty card. So now we're going to put on our little diamond dots. Everything should be ready now. Oh yeah, it's going on real easy. Just grab them and put them wherever you put your glue. And I like that it sticks right away when I do it this way. Whereas before, if I don't wait, it takes a while. It keeps wanting to come off, if that makes sense. So if you give a little time to kind of dry, but not completely, just enough to kind of like And by the way, this glue, if you see it on here, it does dry clear, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, and I think I have one more spot, and that was on the little checkered one. So that's what that card looks like. And I did not do the other inside. Oh, I did have flowers for this, I forgot. Let me put these flowers on here. That's why they're sitting out here. So I think I'll put one right here. And maybe one right there. You know, the hardest part is trying to figure out where you want your flowers. I've noticed that I struggle with that, the spots of putting them. I know the 3 thing, but I don't quite, where do I want this one? I know you're probably telling me, but I'm thinking right there. That's a good spot. I can't think of any other spot. So there's my second card. Okay? And that's like, I think it's called a ray. So the third card, I'm going to have a red card base, or actually it's Poppy Parade, and it's 8.5 by 5.5, scored in half. And then I took my strawberry embossing folder and embossed these strawberries. Okay? So now I'm going to grab out my Poppy Parade ink, and I will get my brush. And it's okay if you use the pinks. I use my pinks and reds together. It's not a big deal to me. So I'm going to just very lightly go over it so the strawberries pop out a little bit. Okay? Very, very, very lightly. Don't go too dark. Because all you're doing is you're not trying to do the back part. You're doing the raised part of the strawberry. And it's nice to have that little bit of extra on the back, but you don't want it really, if I do it really dark, let me show you, I'll show you on the back. If you go really dark, see how it just kind of leaves a big blob there? But see how much nicer that looks? It's a nice little light color. You can even pick it up and hold it so you can get in those certain spots. And it's a light color just to kind of show them in the background. That's the whole idea of this, it's just showing in the background. So I will glue it down to my card base. And this is a 5 1/4 by 4 inches. So I'm going down 1/4 of an inch on one side. So it looks like so it's a little bit less. And that leaves a nice little red border so the background will show up of the red. And because it's embossed, I'm making sure I put plenty of glue. And I'll take and line it up. I usually take and line it up, look at the top and the bottom, and then I drop it down, and that makes it pretty perfect. Lightly push it and then press it down so it's sealed where you want it to go. The next thing is I took and cut, I have a punch that's 1 1/4 inches. I punched out 4 different pieces of paper. Now this was the last little bit of the napkin that I did. And that's card base, and that's part of the envelope. Then I took a piece of paper and I cut it at 3 by 3, and this is my stamped one that I did. And I will take and glue down these little squares on here to make like a grid. So I'll put one right here and do the best that you can to line up. It's not going to be perfect. It's just, you know, I mean, you could get your tape, you could get your ruler out and measure it and stuff, but it's okay. So then I'll put this one here, kind of do it crosswise, so then I can look at it and put it where I want it. And I'm going, okay, well this one needs to go down a little bit because see how it's too close to that one? Because when it goes on the card, you don't want these two to be that close. So I'm going to pull that one up and try that one again. I put it too low. And liquid glue, like I said, you could take it off. That's what's nice. So I'm going to put this up a little bit higher. There, that's where I wanted it. Okay, and then I'm going to grab my other little checkered one, card base, and I'll put that one right about there, lining it up with that one and that one, so that that lines up and that lines up. Press it down. And then my other one. And I used my 1 1/4 inch punch. Now, if you don't have a punch that size, you just go into your paper trimmer and cut every piece 1 1/4 inches. Okay? So this is gonna go down on here, and I'm gonna use dimensionals, which are right here. And this, remember I was goofing around on the back? Then I took and did that. So never waste anything. So I'm gonna put one here, and one here, and then a little tiny one with my big kahuna scissors. They just happen to be right there. My son, when he was little, he would call them my big kahuna scissors, so I kind of started saying that. I thought that was kind of cool, kind of cute of him. I think it was like 8 or 7, something like that. So I'm going to line this up the best I can right up here in the top. Okay. And these are all scraps of paper, by the way. So I'm going to grab this strawberry, and I think, I haven't decided, okay? This is all up in the air. So now I'm going to grab this piece of paper, and I like my other scissors better for this. I'm going to cut it in half. I'm going to get my stamp out that says, gotta find it. Where's that? Okay, here it is. Life is sweeter with you. So I will grab my green garden green ink, and I will stamp Life is sweeter with you. Tap it 3 times, hold it down, and that's perfect. Okay, now grab my brush and ink around the edges a little bit just to bring out the color. And like I said, I used the punch called, where's it at? That's the hexagon one. The labels to punch, I think it was. Yeah, labeled with love. There it is. Okay? My son just came in to see what was going on, and he opened the door and then walked right back out because he knows I'm doing a video. Okay, and then I'm going to put my glue on it, on the backs. This is what I like to do. And I will put this over here like that and do the same thing on the other side. So I'm bringing that checkered in with that one. And this one's a little bit darker. Okay. So it'll go right there. So now I'm going to put my dimensionals on there. And I will cut that off. Put that in the middle. It's a bigger label. I prefer to use the bigger ones. And I think that I will use that leaf that I wanted. Here it is. I think I'll use that this time because see how nice that looks? Actually, I will put it down here. Yes. But I think I need to cut it apart because it's just not working for me. So I will take and put some glue on this one and on this one. And I'll look at my thing and I might put, I think one right there, and this one can go right down here. So it's like poking off the edges. So I'll line it up so it's in the middle and press it down. And I still do want this strawberry somewhere. I'm feeling like it needs to go somewhere, but it's not working for me. I don't think I want to use the strawberry this time. So I'm going to grab my 3 little flowers, and I do want to put those in here. And I think I will put one in the middle there, just because I want to. and stick one right there. And then I will stick another one right. Well, I think that might look good right there, right there. I didn't think about that. So now I'm going to grab my red diamond dots and put a few here on here. Clean the glue off the top. When it's warm, I don't have to keep putting my lid on, which is nice. So I think I'll do 3. I could reevaluate that as I finish up the card, as it's drying. So there we go. I'm wondering if that would look good right there. No, I don't know. Kind of looks good there, actually. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I think I'm going to add these leaves. Because I have extras, might as well, right? So I'll stick it in between there. And then that one there. See, this is what I do, is when I sit out here, I'm going, what would look good? And I just start putting stuff together, and that's what happens. So I'll put one diamond dot there. Where's my other one? I know I put another one somewhere. I think I covered up with the leaf. That's okay. I will put a diamond dot right here and one right there. And just kind of wait a second. We're almost done with the card. It's looking really good. Very pleased with it. Well, I didn't quite wait long enough, but I could just do this. There. And there. There we go. So that's my 3rd card. So these are the cards we made. We made this one, everything from the card base. And then we made this cute little ray of sun, kind of like. And then there's this one. So I made 3 cards today. Hope you like them. Thank you for watching. And they're all from scraps. These are all from scraps of paper that I had left over from the other cards. I also have this one that I haven't even put together. I started doing it. So that'll probably be another card, but I'll do that off later, okay? So thank you for watching my video. And again, this is Alley Cat's Crafts. Please like and share. When you like it and share it, that helps me get out there so other people see my videos and they can learn new things from me. So have a great evening. Bye.